Hi, we're gonna go ask some people about geothermal energy. Hey. Hi. You wanna do an interview with us real quick? Do you know what geothermal energy is? Yeah. Thanks. Awesome. Excuse me. Can I ask you a question real quick? Yeah. Do you know what geothermal energy is? Thanks, buddy. You're welcome. Geothermal energy.
I think so. It's a form of energy used from the ground.
That's great.
Under the earth.
Yeah.
Yes, use that. Geysers and stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Do y'all know what geothermal energy is?
I've heard.
Is that heat energy?
Yeah, kind of.
It's colder. Hi. Do you know what geothermal energy is?
Energy that comes from the ground.
Yep. Pretty much.
Jesse, do you know what geothermal energy is? You don't know? Okay.
Galen, hey. Can you help us out?
What?
Do you know what geothermal energy is?
No.
Thank you. What's geothermal energy?
I don't have a clue.
Great, thanks. Do you know what geothermal energy is?
No.
When the sun, like solar panels, and the sun's energy gets trapped, and they use that to energize different things.
What's geothermal energy? You ever heard about it? You know what it is?
No, not really.
Geothermal energy is?
No, I do not.
Alright, thanks.
I think geothermal energy is when the sun heats the air in the stratosphere.
Geothermal energy is energy inside of the earth that's getting heated up by the core, and it's constantly renewed, I think. Yeah, and they use that for power plants and stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So Trey, what is geothermal energy?
Let me tell you what geothermal energy is. Geothermal energy is thermal energy generated and stored in the earth. Thermal energy is the energy that determines the temperature of matter. The geothermal energy of the Earth's crust originates from the original formation of the planet and from radioactive decay of minerals. At the core of the Earth, thermal energy is created by radioactive decay, and temperature may reach over 5,000 degrees Celsius. Heat conducts from the core to surrounding cooler rock. The high temperature and pressure cause some rock to melt, creating magma convection upwards since it is lighter than the solid rock. The magma heats rock and water in the crust, sometimes up to 370 degrees Celsius. American Paleo-Indians used the hot springs heated by geothermal energy over 10,000 years ago for bathing, cooking, and heating. First industrial use of geothermal energy was in Tuscany, Italy during the 18th century. In 1904, the first geothermal power plant used to steam successfully generate power.
Welcome to one of Cal Energy's geothermal power plants. Unlike other power plants that rely on coal or other fossil fuels to create electricity for homes and businesses, geothermal power plants use superheated fluids from the Earth's geothermal resources to generate electricity. The natural heat of the Earth creates geothermal resources. This heat comes from molten rock called magma, located at the Earth's core, deep below the geothermal resource. Over thousands of years, rainwater seeps through cracks in the Earth's surface and collects in underground reservoirs. The magma heats the water until it becomes a superheated fluid. To reach the superheated fluid, wells are drilled 5,000 to 10,000 feet below the surface of the Earth. These wells, called production wells, bring the superheated fluid to the Earth's surface, where it can be used to generate electricity for homes and businesses. This geothermal power plant uses crystallizer reactor clarifier technology, a process that turns the geothermal superheated fluid into steam while removing solids from it. The steam is used to drive a turbine and generate electricity. All remaining geothermal fluids are injected back into the reservoir for reuse. Under its own pressure, superheated fluid from the geothermal resource flows naturally to the surface through production wells. As the liquid flows toward the surface, the pressure decreases, causing a small portion of the fluid still within the well to separate or flash into steam. At the surface, the superheated fluid and steam mixture flows through surface pipelines and into a wellhead separator. Inside the separator, the pressure of the superheated fluid is reduced. This causes a large amount of the superheated fluid to rapidly vaporize and flash into high-pressure steam. The geothermal fluid that is not flashed into steam in the wellhead separator flows to a second vessel called a standard pressure crystallizer, where an additional amount of standard pressure steam is produced. The flash process continues in the low-pressure crystallizer. The remaining fluid is again flashed, this time at a lower pressure to produce low-pressure steam. All of the low-pressure, standard pressure, and high-pressure steam is delivered to a turbine. The fluid that is not flashed into steam flows into the reactor clarifier system and is then returned to the geothermal reservoir through injection wells. Turbines are the primary piece of equipment used to transform geothermal energy into mechanical energy. Pressurized steam created from the geothermal superheated fluid flows through pipelines to large steam turbines. The force and energy in the steam is used to spin the turbine blades. The turbines turn a shaft directly connected to an electrical generator. An electrical charge is created when magnets rotate within the generator. Large copper bars carry the electrical charge to a step-up transformer outside the plant. Within the transformer, the voltage is increased before the power is sent to the power lines that carry it to homes and businesses. Geothermal energy is a sustainable resource because with proper management, a geothermal resource can remain a renewable source of energy. Water trapped deep within the earth will naturally replace the superheated fluid that is drawn from the geothermal resource through surface wells. However, it is possible to deplete the geothermal resource by removing fluid faster than it can be naturally replaced. To help prevent this, the steam used in the geothermal power plant passes through a condenser that turns it back into fluid. At this stage, it's possible to recover minerals from the geothermal fluid before it's injected back into the earth. This condensed fluid, along with the fluid that did not flash to steam, is injected back into the underground reservoir. Magma naturally reheats the fluid so it can be used again.
Hi, this is our dry steam geothermal power plant. So the way this works is the flame is going to be the Earth's core, and then this pot represents, let's say, Yellowstone National Park. And what we did is we took the water from underneath the park that is naturally heated by the earth, and it turns that into steam, and we just put a power plant on top of it, and the steam is gonna rise up through our power plant, and it's going to spin our wonderful turbine, which will generate electricity if it wasn't a piece of wood. Alright, so here we have our little geyser. One example of geothermal energy in history is geysers. Geysers have been around since the creation of the Earth.
Okay. This is an example of a geyser, which is used in flash steam power plants, where the steam comes up and then they collect it in tanks and then it turns turbines.
when you look back at it, it's very disturbing. It's not.
Geothermal energy is used in power plants that are located in California, Nevada, Utah, Hawaii, and Idaho. Geothermal energy is also used in the Philippines, Indonesia, Mexico, Italy, New Zealand, and Iceland.
Geothermal energy comprises 26.2% of the nation's energy in Iceland. Additionally, this geothermal energy source meets the heating and hot water requirements of approximately 87% of all of the buildings in Iceland. One advantage of geothermal energy is that it's extremely renewable. As long as the Earth is here, we'll always have geothermal energy. However, a disadvantage is that, unlike this right here, it is very expensive to harness and turn into energy.
Geothermal energy is a cheap source of energy that is becoming more and more state-of-the-art. The standard technology to mine geothermal energy is based on vertically oriented boreholes. This is expensive, presupposes a well-trained drilling team, and causes very often damage to land and gardens. It's therefore not surprising that drilling costs regularly represent more than 50% of the entire investment, hindering potential customers from investing in geothermal heating systems.
Geothermal energy! Yeah! Woo!